Hello. Hello. Thank you for checking in. Great to see everybody. Hello. Hello. Woohoo. It's Wednesday, hump day. So, yeah, we're gonna get our humps today. What? What am I talking about? Hello. Thank you for checking in. Let me say hello to everybody. Allure Star and Shocker and Sturgis Guy and Tesis and House of Dave and Sam and St. Clinton and Eric and Petey and Tim and Ryan and Photo and Philip and Mark Mean and Star Raven and Angie Jonas and Fairies Lover and Lucky Girl and Andrew Yusuf and the Cram and Marcel and Jim Danny. And wow, it already started really quickly on YouTube. And Sam and St. Clinton and N1QOV and Angie Jonas and Fairies Lover and Lucky Girl and Azure Yusuf and the Cram and Marcel and Jim Dandy and Sturgis Guy and Bill Knaus and Scott Kimmis. Thank you for checking in. Hello, Wing Doggy and Philip. Great to see everybody. Hello. Hello. Why is it doing that? Hello. Hello. It's Wednesday, hump day. So yeah, we're got our humps today. What? What am I talking about? Hello, Doggy. Let me say hello to everyone that he should not eat more than 4 to 5 ounces of peanut in a week due to mercury. Yes, that is actually accurate. Tim, I know it's Martine and Serena, Jonas and Fairy Clever and Lucky Girl and Andrew Yusuf and the Cram. That's a window. That's pretty loud, huh? Oh, if anyone has their sound on, please mute it. I'm live on YouTube and Google Hangouts, and yeah, it makes echoes, so if anyone has their sound on, mute it. Thank you, David Jones. Or... So, Linda says she's here for the first time on the Opera browser. I've never heard of the Opera browser. Yes, David Jones. A lot of the larger fishes in the sea, like tuna is a very large fish. Swordfish is a large fish. A lot of the larger fish in the sea, because they're old, they get larger, they're older, they've been around longer, they have a much higher content of mercury than smaller fish because they have more time to accumulate it in their bodies. So that's why tuna and swordfish and a few other fishes, they warn against eating too much of that particular one because they have a higher mercury count. Linda says you can take a screenshot with it. I've never heard of the Opera browser. Though I did just read that, I just heard something yesterday that AOL was bought. Somebody bought AOL, and everyone went, AOL's still around? And I was like, yes, I still have AOL. David Jones says, Opera's been around for years. Yeah, somebody just bought AOL, and I don't know if that's going to improve things or not. I know that my AOL is funky. Oh, David Jones says, has the exact details. AOL was purchased by Verizon for $4.8 billion. $4.8 billion. So I guess they still are around. I know when I'm on my AOL and I'm trying to read the news articles, first of all, I'm totally annoyed because I just want to read the news article. I don't want to watch some video of the news article of somebody reading exactly what's written in the news article. I don't want to watch that. And I don't want to watch the commercials before that. So I have to always turn off that stupid video. It's really annoying. You have to turn it off, but it's annoying it takes, because I go to AOL, I go to read the article, and I get in this spinning while the stupid video that I don't want to watch loads. I can't turn it off until it finishes loading because it's spinning. And then it finishes spinning. Sometimes it takes like a minute. And then I have to turn it off. I just want to read the article. But even just when I'm trying to read articles, my AOL is constantly, I'm in the middle of reading something, all of a sudden it'll error, spinning, blue screen, reload, start over from the top. I am constantly getting an error sign and a spinning, reload, malfunction, error. Why? Why, AOL? Why? Tisa says he can't hear me tonight. Are you muted? David Jones says my internet is too slow. Don't blame it on my internet or my connection speed, because there's nothing I can do about that. How am I supposed? And this is Shocker's right. What that? Blaming AOL's malfunction on bad internet speed doesn't help at all. Besides, the AOL program should function with the crappy internet speed that we're all dealing with. Shouldn't it function? If we all have a crappy internet speed, shouldn't the program work with crappy internet speeds? It's just my opinion. David Jones says he has 300 megabytes per minute. Everything always works. Well, I'm on. Oh, guess what? I'm on Verizon, who just bought AOL. Sounds like I might not see any improvements, because my crappy internet speed is already provided by Verizon, who is buying my crappy internet provider, AOL. I don't foresee any upside to this. What do you think? And the only reason I have Verizon is because that is the only company you can pick in my neighborhood. When I moved here, I had in Hollywood, 6 miles away on the other side of town, I had Pac Bell. And when I moved here, I was told that I had to change service providers, had to change my phone company, change my phone number, even though I was moving in the same town, because there is no Pac Bell on this side. You can only have Verizon. I don't understand why there's no choice. Well, good, Alara. Alara says everything is working better with her new Opera browser. Well, David Jones, that is categorically incorrect. Categorically incorrect. Make a gross blanket statement like that, which has absolutely no validity, no basis in reality, other than your own preconceptions and biases against California. Ah, yeah. David Jones, don't make me get started on retaliating with name calling for Texas, because if you're going to make fun of California, there are equally many names and things I can make fun of Texas for. Yeah, don't make me go there. Don't make me go there. Throw my shoe at you. Oh, and I wanted to give a thank you, a shout out, thank you and a shout out to sweet lady from Loose Ends. I'm going to show you her information. Now this woman, this is a company called Loose Ends, and let me hang on. Her name is Lucinda. Her company is called Loose Ends, and it's like her name, Lucinda, and loose ends, like small bits and pieces. Her website is looseends.com. So this is how you spell Loose Ends. Now, the story of how she started her company is her baby, she had a baby who just a couple months old, who died suddenly, sudden infant death syndrome. Extremely sad and tragic and traumatic. And she was, as you could imagine, a little depressed, devastated, couldn't function, couldn't go on. To try and get her out of the just deep hole of depression she was in, she started just sewing, just doing stuff to keep herself busy. Sewing, making things with loose ends, bits and pieces of fabric, odds and ends, making little bags. She just sent me this one. She sent me a couple little cloth bags, like this is a little change purse. This one is this is a cosmetic bag, so the inside is like a water-resistant kind of plastic. And and now cut to many years later, she's got a thriving business making all these. She has tote bags and cosmetic bags and all kinds of little. Let's see if I can get. They're very cute bags, but it started out of pain and trying to help herself heal from this horrible pain. And so I want to give a shout out to her. You can check out her website, looseends.com. Check out her bags and her totes. And now she just sent me some samples. She's also involved in a hair care company called Monat. I'm going to put their Monat. I just about cried when I heard her story about starting this company, being so sad that she just had to sew things to keep herself busy so that she wouldn't be just crying or throwing herself off of a bridge or something, because that's a pretty sad thing. And let me tell you, you can check her out. I'm going to tweet her thing, Lucinda Snyder at mymonat.com. She sent me a really pretty thank you card. Very sweet. I don't have it printed out. This is her company. I don't know if that's showing up. Lucinda Snyder at mymonat.com. This is a company, hair care. So she sent me some samples of their fancy hair care. But I'll tweet about it later. But I wanted to give a thank you and a shout out to her. Wing Doggy says, "You look hot with those glasses." Why? Thank you. Thank you, Wing Doggy. Wing Doggy, I thought that I heard that boys don't make passes at girls who wear glasses. Is that true? Wing Doggy says, "No way!" Oh. Oh, and good for you. Linda says she did her wee exercises before the show. She worked out. Good for you. Linda, you're awesome and can get things done, and you are in control. You are in control. Good for you. You don't need those people. So, how is everybody feeling today? It's sunny again, but still chilly. You can see I'm wearing a sweater. It's still very chilly. Well, you can just have fond memories of these people. Wing Doggy says, I would make a pass at you even after you've been digging in the dirt all day. Wing Doggy says, I would make a pass at you even if you were covered with spiders. I made up the last part. But it's, yeah. Thank you, Wing Doggy. And Linda says that in Maine today, May 13th, there's a frost advisory. No! It's summer? Has summer completely forsaken us? Where hast thou gone, warm weather? You know, I'm kind of afraid. Speaking of spiders and bugs and creepy crawly things, I'm kind of afraid because I told you guys about the rat that I saw climb up my tree, and then I noticed on the higher braces of the fence there were rat poo, rat droppings, which I cleaned off, and then I put in those places. I put rat traps there. So I said, okay, if this is where he's walking back and forth, hanging out, let's put some traps here. Nothing. Nothing for an entire week. Nothing. Which makes me think that this rat is some sort of super smart genius. And not only does he recognize and see through my simple plan to trap him, he's now decided to use completely other routes. He might be in the house right now. He's probably going on the roof or through my walls or somewhere. He isn't left. I know he's still out there. And I'm kind of afraid now. I'm kind of afraid. Linda says, yes, there's an old book called The Secret of Nim about smart rats, and then there's also a movie called Ben about smart rats that kill people. That's their disguise. So I'm a little scared. Oh no. Yeah, Wing Doggy, it's true. As much as I enjoy lobsters, I feel supremely guilty about dropping a living creature into a pan of boiling water. It's because they do feel it. You didn't know a lobster makes a scream, especially after last month when that horrible story about that man who got trapped in the giant ovens at the Bumblebee Tuna factory and got cooked in the giant ovens at work, cooked dead, 400 degrees for 2 hours. Yeah, that's a real story. That really happened. Apparently, they had, for anyone who missed that story, that really happened. There, yeah, I think, yeah, that is gross negligence because the guy had to be yelling, banging on the walls, making some noise. Nobody said, "Hey, where's?" Because you don't get cooked quickly. It doesn't happen quickly. It's got to be the most horrific thing I could imagine. There's one more that's more horrific. I was reading something about they were interviewing uh, a medical examiner, an examiner who does autopsies on dead bodies, crime victims, and stuff. And they were asking her, and I think she was from New York City, asking her what was the most horrible autopsy, death investigation that she's ever come across. She said one of the worst one she's ever come across was there was some sort of altercation, and somehow somebody got pushed into a storm drain, like the manhole covers that are in the streets. Somehow somebody got thrown into one, and I don't remember exactly how that happened, but somebody got into one, and it was quite deep. It was about 20 feet deep, so it's not like if you fall in, somebody can just pull you out. Anyhow, I guess there was like boiling, steaming water in there, and the guy was literally cooked, fell in there, and he was stuck in there, and nobody could reach him, and he was screaming like, pretty horribly screaming, and he got thrown into boiling water. Like the lobster, he got dropped into like boiling water, and by the time they pulled him out, he was like the lobster, cooked, pink, and plumped up. So yeah, oh. So I can't help think about that when I think about eating lobsters now. And David Jones says, what about the railroad engineer in Philadelphia that took a 50-mile-an-hour turn at 106 miles an hour? Yeah, pretty horrible train accident. Now, I don't know what caused that, David Jones, if there was a malfunction in the train and he couldn't, and maybe he couldn't stop it, maybe. Was he just speeding, or was the train unable to stop? So I'm sure they'll figure that out, but what a mess. What a mess. So yeah, sorry for all those people in Pennsylvania. Not only were like 150 people were hurt and injured. I think like 7 people are actually, which I'm surprised. I'm actually surprised that the death toll is so far only 7, because looking at the crime scene, the accident scene, and seeing that like train like a toy just strewn all over the ground, like just craziness, you're shocked that it's only 7. It might go up a couple, but I'm surprised it's not like 100 people, because looking at that, it looks like, how did anyone survive that at all? Sturgis says he's selling his shares in Amtrak. It's time for the teleportation machine. It's time for a safer form of travel that doesn't involve bodies hurtling through the air. So, anyhow, I don't know how I got on this subject. And they didn't have seatbelts. Well, that's the thing. You know what? If you're on a train, for anyone who's, I don't know if, I'm going to assume most of you, but maybe not all of you have ever been on either a train or a subway. Like, if you go on the subway, there's no seatbelts. You don't wear seatbelts on the subway. When you're on a train, you don't wear a seatbelt on a train. You wear a seatbelt on an airplane. But trains and subways, no seatbelts. Sturgis Guy says Amtrak operates more than 300 trains each day, 21,000 miles a day of track, with select segments having civil operating speeds at 150 miles per hour. Well, in Europe, and I think in Japan, they've got like super fast trains that go like practically as fast as an airplane, where you can get across Europe in a few hours. We have not invested as much as we should in a lot of our infrastructures. You're hearing about train tracks breaking down, bridges crumbling. It's because those things need repair. Sinkholes, streets caving in, sinkholes swallowing up cars. Those things do need repair occasionally. So I don't know. They may be operating on old track that hasn't been updated. Hasn't been updated to accommodate newer trains, bigger trains, faster trains. How old are the tracks that they're on? Were they built for an older train? So I don't know. So anyhow, I have just been rambling the whole time. I don't even know what we talked about, but I don't think there was any humping going on. It's Wednesday, hump day. I feel like we were humpless. Wing Doggy says, "Isn't that a tunnel under the Golden Gate Bridge underwater?" I don't know, Wing Doggy. I don't think so. I don't think so. But yes, they do have a tunnel. They have a tunnel underwater between England and France, where you could drive across the English Channel, underneath the English Channel. They also have the bullet train, TGF, trains of grande vitesse. Great speed. That means great speed. And yeah, Paris to Marseille, which is from the Paris to the south of France in 3 hours. Nice. Holland Tunnel. The Holland Tunnel is in New York, Wing Doggy. All right, so it is 5:50. I am just about to sign off, but I will be back tomorrow. Oh, you know what? I don't think I might not be around. I will tweet you later. I might not be able to do a show tomorrow night. I have something in the evening, and I'm not quite sure time-wise how it's going to work out. So I'll send you a tweet. I'll tweet either later or this morning to let you know for sure. So I'm not positive about tomorrow. But let me say goodbye to everybody. I'll let you know. Let me say goodbye to everybody. Laura Star and Shocker and Sturgis Guy and Tesis and House of Dave and Sam and St. Clinton and Eric and Petey and Tim and Ryan and Photo and Philip and Mark Mean and Star Raven and Angie Jonas and Fairies Lover and Lucky Girl and Azure Yusuf and DeCram and Marcel and Jim Dandy and Wing Doggy and Fairies Lover and Lucky Girl and N1QOV and Joe Barney and Sam and St. Clinton and Philip. Thank you for checking in. Great to see you guys. Kisses for everybody. Let me make sure I didn't forget. Anyone. Kisses. Kisses for everybody. I love you. I love you all. See you guys maybe tomorrow. Definitely Friday. Bye.